Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and today I'm doing another demo dip on the demo for Dread Delusion, a game that I had my eye on when it was starting to pop up on Twitter, getting retweeted by some of the indie game developers that I follow, because this looks like a pretty interesting throwback polygonal open world RPG with a kind of weird and grotesque style to its world and creatures. So I definitely wanted to check this out when I saw there was a demo available for the Steam Next Fest. So let's get in here. We definitely won't do the whole demo because I've heard that it's decently long, so we're just gonna kind of go and see where we end up. Alright. Seems like we end up in prison. The world is broken. Its surface is cursed, inhospitable. Those that remain cling to islands in the sky. In the dank cell of an Inquisition ship, you ruminate on your past. Sort of like Skyward Sword, except not really, because the world was not actually that bad in Skyward Sword at the bottom. Okay. Dreams of childhood slip through your mind. Was your fate sealed even then? Do you want to be a brawler, an urchin, an apprentice, or a noble? The idea of battle captivates you, it always has. You started by smashing sticks. Before long, you were clashing swords. There was never any question. You were a fighter through and through. Growing up, you were nobody. Just another malnourished child clogging the city. Without the street gang, you'd have died like the rest. They taught you to see what others didn't, to slip in where others couldn't. They taught you to survive. So, I guess strength, which is just purely your combat skills, guile, which is your lockpicking and agility. As a child of remarkable promise from an unremarkable family, your parents sold you to a passing scholar. Your youth was spent copying tomes till your hands bled. But what you read, you did not forget. +2 wisdom, which is your magic skills, or the noble. A child of noble birth, you were dining with foreign dignitaries before you could walk. You learned manners and etiquette, but more than anything, tenacity. For the glittering halls of Riova can be more cutthroat than the darkest of alleys. +2 persona. Regen rate, governs charm, and barter. I kind of feel like for the sake of this, I should go with either brawler or urchin. Just because we're not going to get fully into the skill tree, and those two seem like the most immediately useful. We'll do Urchin, just to avoid the general smacky-sticky combat. The body grew, the mind sharpened. For a while, you excelled. Hired muscle, you could take care of yourself, and were known for it. A Slev cartel recruited you as muscle. When they smuggled nefarious texts or illegal potions, you were there to make sure things didn't go south. And when they did, you cracked some skulls. +20 attack, damage done with all physical weapons. Thief. Thievery came easy. You pixed dance through locks with a lover's touch. You stole spells from scholars and treasures from sky ships. The city was yours. Its doors wide open. +20 lockpick. Increases the chance of successfully picking a lock or disarming a trap. Requires lockpicks which can break upon failure. Lore broker. In the Apostatic Union, some secrets are worth more than gold. You fraternized with cultists, traded illegal tomes, and sought dangerous knowledge. If something was hidden, you could find it, for a price. Or Fixer. Well, I guess this one isn't really comparable to the Noble, but I'm gonna give it the Noble voice anyway. In a bloody business, you kept your hands clean. In pubs and markets, you built your network, mingling and scheming. Elsewhere, nefarious deeds were committed and you were, of course, never involved. But your purse was never empty either. Again, I want to go with ones that seem the most immediately useful for a demo. So, maybe we go with hired muscle? We'll just kind of stick with our sneaky class. Okay, I don't know if I can keep doing these voices if there's going to be more and more of these tabs. Cracks showed, your guard slipped. The mistake was grave, the Inquisition had your scent. In your line of business, you always kept your guard up, but sometimes it's not enough. In the end, you were sold out and left for dead in a pool of your own blood. Paranoid? As the years passed, your paranoia grew. You were always on the move. You never stayed in the same bed twice. Turned out they were right, though. They really were hunting you, and they found you. Plus 20 agility, outlaw caster. You hoarded spells and potions, many valuable, many useful, but too many. When fumbling for an invisibility spell, you accidentally opened a portal into an Inquisition ship. The worst destination possible. Plus 20 spellcast. Yeah, it does kind of seem like these line up, though, with the previous tabs for, like, a build, you know. Fighty build, sneaky build, casty build, charmy build. You always had a knack for acquiring ill-gotten goods, but eventually, this grew into an underground empire of trade. With success came infamy, and a brutal Inquisition raid put you behind bars. Better barter. Don't think it's going to be useful to us. I'm going to go with defense for this one, just so we can at least take some hits. Alright, here we are, and there is the world with its magenta sky and giant pulsating green mushrooms with their vertex warping. Yeah, I can kind of shove my head through this. Do we have an inventory? Does this man have anything for me? Both of those answers are no. I'd actually try using eat. There's something on the bottom right, and I think that's just my spell slots or something, but I wasn't entirely sure that was there. What is that? Pilfered 1 coin. I am a pilferer. Hello, man. Are you here to explain where I should go? Prisoner 17, you have been marked for temporary release. Our Inquisitor will see you in the central chamber. Do not keep him waiting. Wait, why am I being released? Only the Inquisitor can answer that. But I calculate there is a 8 in 10 chance you will be granted the honor of a glorious and sanctifying death. What are you exactly? I was a prisoner, like you. But our Inquisitor, in his generosity, made me so much more. Cipher magic runs through my veins. My sins have been cleansed. I am a servant of the Inquisition now. He's basically a servitor, except he can still talk. What are these? Like prisoner ejection ports. I guess they could be prisoner loading ports as well. Okay, so I don't think we're gonna get to leave the ship until we talk to the Inquisitor. He's probably gonna be like, I have a job for you, and it's suicidal, so I don't feel bad about using a prisoner for it. Instead of one of my value. Oh god. Oh no. I like trapped myself in a window. Well, there's a little bit of my tendency to break games happening right from the get-go. All right. We'll just load the save, and hopefully it didn't save. Yeah, okay. Otherwise, I would have just quickly gone through the skills again. Okay, I don't actually have to talk to you. I don't know what I got stuck in, because there's not even, like, a window there. Ah, prisoner 17. Still in one piece, I see. Good, good. I am Inquisitor Ignavus. I have a proposition for you, prisoner 17. A proposition that may prove mutually beneficial. I have been tasked with apprehending a very dangerous individual. But on assaulting her fortress, my agents encountered a slight setback. They are all dead. My superiors will not take kindly to this failure. I will be punished most severely. But I may still have one card left to play, eh? So, on consideration, I am not sure your crimes warrant such a harsh sentence, prisoner 17. In fact, I will release you on one condition. You must apprehend the most dangerous outlaw in the Apostatic Union, Vela Callose. How am I supposed to do that? Now listen. Vela Callose is the leader of the Dark Star Mercenary band. They are notorious for aiding cultists and god worshippers. Our ship is docked close to their headquarters, an old fortress from the God War. My agents launched an assault 1 hour ago with limited success. Simply follow in their footsteps and succeed where they've failed. My drones will provide you with advice to guide you on your way. So, any questions? This is a goddamn suicide mission. Not at all. Many of the Dark Star Mercenaries have been killed in the assault. Only a handful remain. My drones calculate that you have a 1 in 465 chance of success. So worth a shot, eh? Yeah, it's worth a shot when you don't have to take the risk. Who is this Vela Callose exactly? She's of noble birth, would you believe? Heir to a wealthy military family in Riova. She was groomed by her father for command, but after the death of her mother and sister, she fled. She started preaching nonsense about some heaven and managed to rally a band of thieves and brigands to her cause. They've been causing quite the ruckus around the fringes of Union territory, aiding and abetting cultists and god worshippers. Needless to say, they must be stopped. All right, I'll do my best. Very good. I'm also giving you one of our Inquisition journals. It's been constructed with state-of-the-art cipher magic. The pages will keep track of your status. Oh, and a word of advice, I wouldn't try and run. This is a small island and it's a long way down. All right, we've got our mission. We've got our, Elder Scrolls, I'm letting you out of prison setup. So we just have to go and kill a god worshipper. Oh, God, I fell out of the ship. Yeah, Mr. Inquisitor, I think I dropped something. Can you let me back on board, please? Sir? It's really essential. Okay, good. Good, he lowered the ladder. I can say it's really essential to my mission. Probably. I don't know if these are actually potions or just, to fill up my meters, which are already full. Mana Potion. Revitalizes mana. Created from the Paradoxus herb, this potion stimulates the mind and increases the user's magical potency. It has become quite a habit for many university scholars. And a health potion. This potion is brewed from the Eye of Agrias herb and hastens the body's restorative functions. It is prescribed by most doctors, one of their few treatments that does more good than harm. Alright, now we can leave the ship and explore the Mushroom Islands. The fungal floaters, even. So yeah, I don't know, I just really love these kind of weird, grotesque worlds where even the things that are kind of creepy looking are not necessarily hostile. I just get a certain enjoyment out of it that I know some people don't. They're just like, ew, why would you make all your designs so gross? It's because gross is interesting. Gross is different, you know? This wooden doorway can be broken with a weapon. There's an Inquisition supply chest nearby. Pick up the sword, then open your inventory. Navigate to the equipment panel and equip the sword in one of your weapon slots. Lastly, remember to unholster your weapon before attacking. Though this is a meager task, I calculate there is a 1 in 20 chance you will somehow perish in the attempt. Thanks for the vote of confidence, stupid angel thing. Okay, that's a pretty good chest opening animation. Poor, 5 damage, covered in rust, probably can't cut through cheese. Okay. How do equip? An Inquisition journal, standard issue for its agents, the device is a marriage of clockwork technology and magical cipher. Though its pages appear to be paper, the writing changes based on the user's intent. Okay. Okay, there we go. I was like, how do I equip? Turns out you just click the slot and then equip it. Got a pretty weighty swing for a shitty old sword, but I guess it'd be kind of awkward to swing. Ah, a skull totem. I'll just put my hands all over that. I'm sure nothing bad can come from it. It doesn't do anything. What if I break it? No? It's just an ominous skull totem then. Okay. And it looks like we do have stamina. It's the yellow bar. I don't know if I'm, like, hungry, but my stamina bar does not go all the way up. What's going on with that giant orb in the sky? I wonder if I could do that with, like, all doors. That would make lockpicking a lot less useful. I can just smash open every door I see. I see you made short work of that flimsy door. Your skills are exemplary. The enemy doesn't stand a chance. That said, the road ahead is patrolled by a Dark Star Mercenary, and I would recommend hiding in the nearby mushrooms until they pass. It's not that I doubt your skills, Prisoner 17. I simply calculate a 4 in 5 chance you will die horribly in combat. Remember, direct conflict is usually avoidable. Always be on the lookout for ways you can sneak past enemies. As a joke, when I was playing a game with a friend the other day, she insisted that all of the bolded, like, colored text I had to read in a different voice. Okay, so there's a Dark Star Mercenary around here. Somewhere. I'm guessing that's them. I'm also guessing they can't see me from this distance, and I can kind of just hang around over here. But yeah, they're probably better equipped than me with my shitty sword. Where do you think this water comes from, if it's all just going off the edge of the island into the abyss? Uh-oh. Oh, I fall into the cracks. Oh, I'm falling into the path. Oh god, oh man. But a freely explorable world, or, you know, freely limited to your methods of travel, of just floating islands, does seem like a cool thing. 'Cause it's, you know, it's kind of like having a bunch of islands to sail to, except you don't have any water to traverse them. You need to find alternative methods, like airships, like the one we got off of. Okay, so I didn't actually need to climb back up, because the mercenary's way the hell over there. I do feel like maybe there's too much warping when you move around right now, but that's something that can be kind of tweaked. As the opening screen said, this is very much still a work in progress. This Inquisition agent is an ally. They are dying, but they still might be of some use. It is worth noting that you have been a prisoner for some time. Though I no longer possess a sense of smell, there is a high probability that you emit a foul stench. So this agent may take some convincing. Remember that when talking to others, you may have to charm them to gain their trust. Success relies on your charm skill, which is derived from the persona attribute. Hey, I'm a friend. I know you're injured, so I'm just going to talk louder and slower, as though that makes you trust me more. Are you one of the locals? Look, just leave me be. I've failed the Inquisition. I'd rather die in peace. I'm here to help. Your Inquisitor has tasked me with capturing Vela Callose. Oh my, I recognize you now. You're one of the prisoners. Gods, the Inquisitor must be really desperate. You know you're going to die, right? Those bastards wiped out our whole echelon. If you insist on this fool's errand, you might find some supplies at my crashed drop pod. Follow the river upstream and you should find it by the waterfall. Oh, these voices are a little bit destroying my throat. I already had a bit of a sore, dry throat before I started, and this is only going to make it way worse later. Is this his drop pod? Oh, so that's what those were for. They weren't for loading or unloading prisoners. They were for dropping soldiers out. Like primitive ODSTs. Alright, nothing hidden behind the waterfall. And I bet no one lives under the lighthouse either. So we didn't really need to help that guy. I could have just walked over there and been like, "Oh, supplies, just for me." I keep thinking I need to look in the corners for hidden stuff. Oh. Every time I find a spot that looks like there should be something there, there isn't. For one lockpick. To progress, you must unlock this door. You will need a lockpick. To begin, you should find an ample supply next to me. When picking a lock, there is always a chance you will fail and the lockpick will break. To pick locks more easily, increase your lockpick skill. Idiot. Mechanical locks are not the only security measure you will come across. There is an art to distinguishing secrets through magical means. It's on a dice roll. Man, they sent out a lot of these things. In this room, the candlesticks on the wall have been enchanted to open a secret passageway. To interact with them, you must have a sufficiently high lore skill. Solving a lore puzzle usually depletes your mana. There may be multiple enchanted objects tied to a specific secret, so always be mindful of your surroundings. Roll a perception check. See if you notice the secret passageway. So we seem to be kind of still in the tutorial island zone. We're not really off the leash yet. In this house, you'll find a bed and a crystal point. You should make use of both. Resting restores your health, mana, and maximum stamina. You may only rest in a bed when it's safe to do so. Crystal points restore mana and save the game. They also grant a home spell, which will return you to the last used crystal point. Remember that spells and usable items must be equipped before use, just like weapons. Who are you? Are you also an Inquisitor? Return home, a teleportation spell that transports the caster to the last crystal point touched. Though widely used by scholars, some still prefer to walk. They claim the chance of being incorrectly teleported off a cliff is not negligible. Oh, Beith, is that you? Oh, I'm sorry, stranger. I must have been dreaming again. I seem to do little else these days. Now, let me just... Oh, damn. Where is it? My dream journal. I've lost it again. I must have dropped it when running from those goblins on the mountain. Say, if you're wandering these parts, would you mind keeping an eye out for it? What's this about your journal? Yes. I've lost my dream journal. I think it's been dropped near the goblins that inhabit the mountain east of here. Go past the fortress and look for a lake. Then follow the river upstream. You should find them there. I've noticed they sometimes clear off at night. If you want to avoid a fight, you could rest a while in my bed. Approach when the neuron star is shrunk and they might be gone. The neuron star, where all the light comes from. And it doesn't really matter if I drift off accent in this because this is a fantasy world, so the accents are whatever I decide they are. On Wiccan Tyranny by Nelio Conicus, 1436. There was a time before the God War when every human settlement on these flying isles was built around a Wiccan coven. From Vina to Slev, they enforced worship, demanding prayer to their gods. And so did those old gods grow in power once more, under the flag of Wiccan tyranny. That the Apostatic Union succeeded in overthrowing this tyranny, in casting down those gods, is a miracle worth celebrating. I am old enough to remember Wiccan rule. Every spell, every letter of cipher was controlled by the covens. What magic was permitted changed from realm to realm, as each coven's god had its own fickle whims. Not since the Middle Ages, when gods ruled supreme, has human development been so stunted. And since the Union gained its freedom, look at the advances we have made. Airships soar through the clouds. Lowly scribe casts spells of swiftness and teleportation. Our cities throb with wealth and progress. No longer must we barter with gods for the merest enchantment. Humanity rules its destiny, like the Emberians of the past. And yet, there are those in our midst who would see it all torn down. Outside Union borders, the Wiccans and their gods are more powerful than ever. Their spies and priests still lurk in every corner of the Union, some even hidden and protected by our own traitorous citizens. And despite these dangers, what do we discuss in our councils? Reform? Softer punishments for god worship? I call this foolishness of the highest regard. Many know of Beatrice Webb. She has made quite a name for herself here in Riova. She attests that our methods are too harsh, that god worship should be punished with a mere fine, and that censure of texts should be ended, bringing about a freedom of the quill. I argue that such things would, in no uncertain terms, bring about the destruction of the Apostatic Union. It is only by a hair's breadth that we can stay ahead of our many enemies. The Wiccans would see our realms torn apart, our magical progress abolished, and the rule of the gods reinstated. Nay, our punishments are not too harsh, they are too soft. I would see Wiccan sympathizers hung before I bow to another god. I am old enough to remember Wiccan tyranny, and I would die before I see it reinstated. Is that the guy's downstairs? No, I guess he's just reading it. So he agrees with it. This is when the neuron star is full. Which I think is sunny? Well, my stamina is full, so that's good. So, he said he wants us to go look for his journal near the fortress. I'm assuming it's the same fortress we're supposed to be breaching. Over our pitiful lives, humans accrue beliefs and delusions. When a person dies, sometimes a glimmer of who they were lingers for a time. Their ethereal skull is a glimmer of delusion. Collect enough and you will acquire a full delusion, which allows you to increase a core attribute. You may also develop delusions of your own by completing quests and overcoming challenges. See the tower up on the cliff? That is where Vela Callose was last sighted. Make your way to that tower and confront her. Do not tarry. Yeah. So I guess those are the dread delusions of the title. The fuck is this? I'm gonna touch it. Eye of Pegul, a flower shaped oddly like an eyeball. Said to have healing properties like the legendary god Pegul. Okay, so we have pluckable herbs. I don't see what tower he's talking about, though. Unless he means that one way off there, which I think is part of the background. So we're just going to wander. Actually, that's not part of the background. It looks like it is actually something that I can get to. But I can also go that way. But yeah, I'm definitely excited about the prospect of a fully fledged game like this. It's just, a lot of these throwback games tend to end up being kind of short. And not really fully fleshed out because they're more just kind of fun ideas. But this looks like it'll shape up to be something rather large. I think that's the ship over there. I want to see what happens if I throw myself off the cliff, but I don't really know how we save. I think he said the crystal points are save points as well. There is a person down there, a vague shape. Probably another one of these mercenaries. I might try to kill them, just because we haven't combated yet. And we do need to go this way. Hail, brigand! I have been charged to face you. And I'm going to stab you in the fucking back if you don't turn around. I feel no shame for this. Wow, that actually did a lot of damage. What a punk-ass bitch. Wait, can I not take their sword? Oh, that's lame. That was a much nicer sword than mine. Doesn't seem like I can block, though. Also, I don't see a way to get over there. So I'm not really sure what that brigand was guarding. Alright, well, heading the other way. Maybe that's the tower he was talking about that I couldn't see because it was too close to it. Oh, okay. I can actually sprint. Also, did that one fight take that much of a chunk off my maximum stamina? If so, then we really need to get into shape before we can do some regular fighting. Alright, so we can either go up or we can go under. The man spoke of goblins. I would like to see these goblins for myself, with my own polygonal eyes. And yeah, the landscape kind of just keeps going. It seems like I probably have to go around all that in order to reach the fortress thing over there. A potent seed that seems to be vibrating. It's said to be full of energy. I love these plants. They're so lively looking. They're a little meatier than any of them should be. Okay, so that leads across. But it looks like we got some business over here. Man, even just this demo so far is seeming like it's a pretty big world, despite being broken up into floating chunks. Wish we had a map. Belief is everything. As your delusions grow, so does your power. Find enough glimmers of delusion by exploring the world or completing quests, and they will grant a full delusion. Delusions can be spent to increase one of your core attributes. Alright, so yeah, we have 3 guile, and that's it. And then our actual individual skills. Damn. Our progress halted by a meager bridge. So I guess that's the shortcut to get out, but not to get in. Don't know if there's fall damage. Don't really want to test it. Gonna need a fucking nap by the time I get up there just to restore my stamina. I'm fairly certain that sprinting is draining it, the maximum stamina. Halt! You violated the law. It's a shame they don't drop anything. Not even like a coin for me to pilfer. They don't look so tough, though. Like, I'm using this dog shit rusty sword, and their armor is still just falling apart. That's a weird thing down there. I take it this is probably a case where you can kind of ignore the main quest for as long as you want until you run out of other stuff to do. But it probably unlocks more places you can go. Okay. No purpose to this empty room. It's an airship over there. I bet I could get my hands on that. And say, fuck the Inquisition. I go where I want. Except, I can't really go anywhere right now. Okay, well, there's a hill going up here. And a bridge. That might lead us in there. I'm gonna lower this one. About to say boop, but I had to find the place to boop it. That's our shortcut. Be you, Vela? Vela Callose stands with gravitas, her voice piercing the clatter of the ship. You notice blood seeps from her armor. She is wounded, but hides it well. Loose sails? And why is the anti-grav engine not running? What's this? A straggler? The Dark Star Company greets you. My apologies, but you've caught us at a rather inopportune moment. I just escaped from an Inquisition prison. Can I join you? I mean no offense, but the Dark Star Company has certain standards. You don't quite fit the bill. Prepare yourself, straggler. Great deeds are afoot. Deeds that will bring the Apostatic Union's tyranny to an end. And that will usher in a new age of heaven. And with that, we must take our leave. It's been a pleasure, but I doubt we'll meet again. Oh no, my quest objective. You bitch. Well, we're a free man now. Wait, really? I can't break these? I can cut a fucking door down with one swipe, but I can't break open these boards. Alright, well. I also can't jump off. I guess that's that, then. Oh, look, my boys. They came here to insult me, I'm sure. So, Vela escaped, eh? Our drones detected her vessel's departure. I couldn't apprehend her. I failed. Well, you survived, and that's something. From the looks of you, I was sure you'd be butchered almost immediately. And anyway, the deal still stands. Vela's out there, and with you looking for her, the mission is not a failure. Not technically. Next, we need to ascertain where Vela might have gone. We have intel on a number of Dark Star Mercenaries who flew the roost. We need to pay them a visit. On the surrounding islands, there should be 3 of these rogue Dark Star Mercenaries. Check your quest log for further information. In the meantime, we can use this God War fortress as a base of operations. Return here if you need to resupply. I'm giving you an Apostatic Union passport document. It will grant access across a Union gate bridge like the one to the south. So what are you waiting for? Get going. Kill me or release me, Inquisitor, but do not waste my time with talk. Alright, so I'm not sure how much farther we're going to go into this, because it seems like there's a lot more to go. We haven't really seen too much, but, like, I'm already intrigued. And hopefully, at least one of you is as well. Let's see if we can find that goblin fella who was walking around down here. Where'd you go, you cheeky little fuck? Come on. Oh, no, that looks like a goblin to me. Or a friend. Or a kind of cricket man. Oh, I see. He's got a mouth in his chest. The mouth on his face is not actually a mouth at all. The goblin appears to be stronger than the Dark Star Mercenaries. Strafing will win the day. Or I'm just going to fucking die because half of my hits are just making a clanging sound without damaging him. I mean, as long as he keeps trying to lap off the pain. Goblin down. He has the same sword as me. So the combat's pretty basic so far. I assume it would be a little less basic if I had gone with magic. That I would maybe have some kind of combat spell, but maybe not. Maybe they're only utility skills. Aha, a rock. Iron ore. Decent quality ore. Can be used to upgrade rusty weapons. That will be handy for my rusty weapon. He's mineable? I wonder how much of this stuff respawns, because it sounds like the plants respawn. So maybe these ores do too? Just kind of like drops off that deposit now and then. Ooh, there's a lake down there. If only I had the long jump module, I could make it across to that other Zen island. But yeah, look, it like goes all the way across there. There's a big castle over there, and then it goes over there, and there's more ruins over there. So the world kind of just keeps going. But I really wish there was a map of some variety, even if it was one that only filled out as you traveled. Or even better, one that filled out as you talked to people who are like, oh yeah, over here there's an area you might want to look into, and then it would like scribble it in on your map. Curious how I use my healing potion. It said I had to equip it on the meter. Item is R. Oh, there is a block. It doesn't seem to work. Maybe you need a shield for that. Almost just sprinted off the cliff. So yeah, it's not very fast-paced, but again, it is an open-world RPG. It's not really meant for you to just blast through it. Where are you going, prisoner? 17. Are you attempting to run from your duty? The bridge ahead is barred to you. Only those with a permit may cross one of the Apostatic Union's bridges. I have one of those, fucker. Waves it in his stupid robot face. No idea where that journal was. It's probably over in that side area. Hey, dickwad, I've got to pass. Greetings. The bridge is closed unless you're a bearer of a genuine Apostatic Union passport. So if you've not got one, get lost. I got a passport right here. See, it looks good. I'm not seeing any signs of magical forgery. Yep, looks like you can pass. Like shouts back into the distance. You hear that, dickweed? Alright, so I guess we're going to wrap up here, because we've kind of got through the first area. Didn't fully explore it. Don't know how to fully explore it, but I guess you get kind of a feel for what this is, and the demo is, at least for the moment, I think still available. Wasn't removed. It seems like a lot of the demos from the Next Fest have not been taken down. It's only the bigger publishers that tend to take their games down because they don't want to devalue them by letting people play the demo past the week that it's available. I don't know. I still think that limited time demos are stupid because they literally are just to make it seem like you have to rush and experience it before it's gone for a slice of unfinished game. Which contradicts the whole, hey, here's 500 demos. Because, you just want to download all of them and check them out in due time. But you don't have due time. But yeah, I'm glad that a lot of these indie ones seem to have stayed up afterwards. And like I mentioned before, most of them you can still run, even if they don't let you run them from Steam. It'll give you a purchase option instead of a play option, but you can just launch the EXE from the demo install folder. Paradoxicus, an impossible flower that seems to shift between different realities. Said to have magical potency. But yeah, so that means that I can keep checking out some of these demos, because I've done 2 of these out of the 10 I downloaded, and the Next Fest already ended yesterday. So good on them for that. Anyhow, this has been a demo dip into Dread Delusion. Thank you for joining me, and maybe we will be seeing more of Dread Delusion in the future. But until then, you folks all take care and keep collecting those delusions.